Hey everyone, this is Phil. Welcome to our Everyone Solves on the Ferrocore V2. And honestly, this is kind of like an awkward video because all of us either work at TheCubicle or are affiliated in some way to TheCubicle. So yeah, that's kind of awkward, but at the same time, this is our serious opinions. Everyone was encouraged to be honest. Everyone has a different turning style. Everyone has different preferences. Some of us helped design the cube, but yeah, we're all here to just tell you about how we feel. Keep watching because we're gonna have some very special guests. Don't click away, there's gonna be some cool people in here. So let's get started. I guess I'm in this chair already, so I'll get started. This cube is my main, no questions asked. If I were to compete tomorrow, I'd bring this and I would put that up with my scorecard and compete with it. The reason I like it so much is I feel very connected with the cube. Any turn I make, I feel like my hand is traveling with the layer. It just feels right. And it was really weird because it didn't immediately feel right. I think two of the biggest problems this cube can have for people is, well, both of them have to do with the magnets, but one, the magnets are very strong, so if you're not used to that, it can take you by surprise. And two, because the magnets are strong, it takes me a little more time to warm up on the cube compared to other cubes. Like, I need to sit down and dial in before I can get my best performance out of the cube. But once it's lubed and set up and I'm warmed up, I perform awesome on this cube. My times are better than ever and I'm happier than ever cubing on it, and so I consider that a win. And my criteria for picking a main is, does it give me good times and does it make me happy? And yeah, yes and yes, I do really well on it. And this cube makes me happy for two reasons. One, just the experience is really nice. The feel, the flexibility, and the magnets, everything feels nice. And two, as I said in the previous video, this cube was designed by a team of my best friends and it has sentimental value to me. So every time I use it, I just feel really good and I feel really happy that I took part in making something that a lot of people can enjoy. I think this is one of the best cubes on the market. We intended to make it so, and we really did try our best, and we hope you can give it a shot someday.
Hello, I'm Steven. I'm the main designer of this cube, so I can claim to have the longest history with it of anyone in the world, so that's kind of cool. As soon as the V11 came out, and actually before it officially came out, I saw that the pieces were compatible with the original Ferrocore, so I knew I had to try to make this cube. I've been using a prototype for almost a year now, so I'm really happy that it's finally out. It's been a long process. The increased flexibility that comes from using screws instead of a plastic core is offset by stronger magnets, which makes this a really comfortable cube to use. It suits my turning really well, and it's very reliable for me. I got my first and only official sub 10 average on my handmade prototype of this cube, and that's actually the longest I've used the same cube without switching in quite a while. When we got the final prototype from Moyu, I was a bit concerned because the magnets were stronger than my handmade prototype, but after using the final version, I have a hard time going back to my original one because the weaker magnets make it just a little bit less stable. I'm sure I sound biased because I usually have some sort of critique about every puzzle that comes out, but this cube is really the result of me building my ideal V11 and having it produced, so I have nothing but good things to say about it. It feels weird using an unmodded cube as my main for the first time in years, but it's really nice to finally have a cube that I don't feel like I can improve.
Hey guys, it's Jesse, and I am a big fan of the Ferrocore V2. I think this is a really nice feeling cube, and feels very unique from just the stock V11. I think this really has its own character. Just to start, I love the external features of the cube. Like, I love the logo, I love the gray plastic. It just looks like such a nice cube. Feels good to turn. It has like a very kind of crispy, papery feeling with, very strong magnets. It does definitely have a strong magnetic feel, but I like strong magnets, and this cube just works really well for me. It's very stable, but is also very kind of like open to more harsh turning because it has that flexible core. So it does like hold itself together really well because of the magnets, but it's still a flexible cube, and I really like that. For my turning style, it just works really well. I tend to kind of be really spammy with my turning and pretty aggressive with my cubes, so like I was a big fan of the 8 magnet ball core WeiLong V9, and that cube could really tolerate harsh turning, which is why I've kind of been maining it for a long time. But this cube, honestly, I think is going to be my new main, and this feels a lot more modern and just feels really good. I had absolutely no part in making this cube, but I'm really glad that we made it, and I hope that you guys get a chance to try it out. Thanks for watching.
Alright, so the WeiLong Ferrocore V2 We've been working on this puzzle for quite a while, back and forth between Moyu and Cubehead, box design, tweaks on the puzzle, everything like that. It's been quite a process. I'm just happy it's finally here. As far as the cube goes, if you like the WeiLong V11, you're going to like this cube because that's what it's based on. The magnets, when I first got it, I thought they were a little bit strong, but if you lube it, once you set it up and get your settings in there, it's perfect. I really like this cube. If I go to a competition tomorrow and somebody needs some 18s, I'll be busting this guy out. So get this cube, try it. If you don't buy one, just try one of your friends. There's going to be a lot of competition, so good cube.
Hey guys, it's Brandon. The thing that sets the Ferrocore V2 apart from other 3x3s to me is its ability to stay stable while being flexible. Most 3x3s I've tried are either very stable but feel kind of rigid, or very flexible to the point where I feel like I can't turn fast because they're going to bend under my high turning speed. I have a very gentle turning style because of this. I choose cubes in general that are very lightweight and easy to turn, so that my gentle turning style works with it. The first Ferrocore V2s that I tried were set up by other people here at TheCubicle, and they were set up to require a more aggressive turning style. When I leaned into an aggressive turning style and turned as fast and hard as I could, the cube never really faltered, it never locked up, and it responded super well. That impressed me a ton, but I didn't love the cube yet, because it was still too slow for my personal preferences. Then I got my own Ferrocore, took it out of the box, and it was at the absolute loosest tensions the cube could allow. And I loved it. We put a little tiny bit of lube in, just to take away the dryness feeling. The cube was now super fast, but to me that was okay, because I have a gentle turning style. What impressed me the most about the cube at that point was that I could turn as fast and hard as I wanted, at the loosest settings of the cube, and rarely ever lock up. I never felt scared to give it the maximum turning speed that I could, and yet the cube still felt stable in my hands. It blends the blocky stability I like out of Moyu cubes with a lightness and flexibility that I've really never felt before. So I'm totally in love with this cube. It will probably be my new main going forward, and I would highly recommend this to anybody, whether you're a hobbyist or a serious competitor.
Yo guys, so first of all, yes, Cubehead is still alive, or AI has gotten so good that you cannot tell the difference anymore. But anyways, let's talk about the Ferrocore version 2. Now, it was very difficult to actually come up with a worthy successor of the version 1, because I don't know exactly, but I think it is the highest rating puzzle on the Cubicle right now, at least with a decent amount of reviews. The original version, I kind of just wanted to create a puzzle, or we as a Cubicle to be honest, a puzzle that fits me perfectly. So basically, I had the freedom to give any feedback I wanted to give. So if it was too fast, we would slow it down. If the magnetic strength was not good, we would change it. Eventually, we ended up with a product that fit my needs perfectly. And it's very difficult right now because some people just prefer a faster cube. Other people prefer a more controllable cube. It really depends on your style. So to average 4.9, you have to build something that is extremely versatile. And apparently we achieved in doing that. So I'm very grateful for that. So thank you so much for the feedback. But I have to tell you, like, the first thing that I noticed when like picking up the Ferrocore version 2, obviously I have been testing a lot of prototypes. For example, the first time I got my hands on the prototype, I got my PR in competition. This was at World Championships, and it was crazy because Steven came to me and said like, yeah, we actually did the same Ferrocore modifications to a V11. I tried it and it was just amazing, and I was like, you know what, I like it so much, let's just do around with it. And immediately I got my PR. Now, is it 100% due to the cube? No, it's also because I'm a genius cuber, but it just shows you that the cube at least has to be decent, and it really was. And ever since then we started making modifications. We really try to enhance the experience from the version 1 with the gray internals, and let me tell you, that's the first thing that I noticed when picking up this cube. The entire experience is so premium. Like, I picked it out of the box, it looked gorgeous with the dark gray internals. It really looks really good with the red magnets, and I have the matte finish, which I like, but there's also UV coating. But I'm just saying, it looks extremely premium. Like, the V1 was totally fine, right? But I don't know why this one just feels more premium. Also, whenever I started turning it, it just felt like a very premium puzzle. And I'm so glad that that is the end result, because when you start coloring plastic, obviously it influences the feel and you don't really have a lot of control over that, like what is the end result, but the end result is fantastic. Like the gray plastic feels wonderful. And also the box has like these magnets in silver. I don't know if you can tell it, but it looks really good. It was a master designer, highly addictive as well. By the way, the designer was me. Oh, guys. But anyways, the cube. Honestly, there's not much to say. All I can say is I love it. I just love it. It fits my turning style very well. It is so soft. The magnetic strength is probably stronger than the previous version, although I'm not entirely sure. It just feels a bit more tactile, but it's also because this cube is faster. So I think it's a nice combination of having a faster cube with more controllable magnets, and especially the springs inside of the cube make the overall experience very satisfying, because you have an extremely fast cube that just becomes controllable, and I think that's like the vibe of this cube. On top of that, the magnetic strength feels very natural. Once again, we have the red 20 ball core, bongo core magnets. I don't know how to say it, but you know what's the deal. It's the best magnetic core out there, and it just fits really well with the red magnets and all of that, so it's an entirely nice package. Now, I planned to do just a few solves for camera, and I ended up just, you know, draining my entire camera battery in one session, and that is because the cube is so enjoyable to solve with. I literally cannot put it down, which is, as I said, it's on the box. It's highly addictive, guys, and I'm not even kidding. It really is. I've been having great consistent times, because you can see it right here. I took a little screen recording. I didn't get like amazing singles, which is kind of sad because they're always cool for camera. I didn't want to fake one, because, you know, people do that online. I don't do that. I don't do that, but no amazing singles. But I did get my PR average of 69, which is arguably even more important than your single. I do have to say I've been using a cube that Phil set up for me, and he pretty much gave it the same setup as the Ferrocore, which is my favorite loop combo, as well as my favorite setup. I'm pretty sure these settings are 4 and 5, 4 for the inner, 5 for the outer. And then, yeah, it's the same loop combo we have for the Ferrocore, so stay tuned for that. We're probably going to release that very soon as well. But overall, the cube feels fantastic. Now, I could be talking about corner cutting and all of that stuff, but honestly, it's irrelevant. Like, honestly, you're not going to do those big cuts anyways. I'm pretty sure the cube does a fantastic job of that. But I just turn faster and more consistent using this cube, and I love the end result. And that's all I have to say. That's all I have to tell you guys. And I hope everyone's doing fantastically well. And I'm still working on Cube Academy. Stay tuned for that as well. I'm gonna release very soon. And a lot of people have been asking this, but it's gonna be totally free. So everyone's gonna get to enjoy it. And I'm not gonna see you very soon, probably, but I'll see you guys. Ciao. Counts.